Hey guys, welcome back to another snapshot video. Today the first proper 1.18 snapshot has been released. You can directly select it in your launcher, so you don't need to download the file anymore. But compared to the experimental snapshots, not too much has changed in regards to gameplay. So of course, this snapshot has all the changes to the terrain generation that I've seen in the experimental snapshots the last couple of weeks. So this is your chance to conveniently check out the new terrain without having to download a file. But in this video, I don't want to cover everything again. You can check out the videos from the previous weeks. So let's check out what actually changed between the last experimental snapshot and this one. So the first minor change was that the enchantment table would now also emit a light level of 7. So here we got a dark room. It's illuminated by the enchantment table. I push a block in front, as you can see, it's completely dark again. Alright, then we got another change. You can stop certain vines from growing now by using shears on them. So you just need to right-click them, and this would set their age value to 25. So here on the right, you can see age currently is 12. It doesn't make a sound, just as a player animation. The value was set to 25 now. You can also do this with the weeping vines. This one is at 24 already, and now it's 25. And we can also set this to 25. Unfortunately, it doesn't play a sound as we only get the animation, but we can quickly check if I set the random tick speed really high. The other vines will grow, but not the ones we clipped. So they would stop growing. You can also use this for kelp. We got a little bit of kelp that I prepared. You can also right-click the kelp. Let's actually do this here with the plant here. Okay. We can set the value to 25, and then it won't grow random tick based anymore. I wonder if we can still bone meal it though. It should still be possible. Also try it out here. Yeah, so I can still bone meal it, and then at the top stays at 25. In case of the classic vines, you can't use the shears in order to stop them from growing because they work a bit different. They don't have the age tag. They will just keep growing until they can't anymore if they hit ground, for example. So you can't right-click them. You can also check it out here in F3. There's no age value. So you would have to use the old school tricks, what people did before in order to stop them from growing. Place down some string, stuff like that, in order to prevent them from growing. It would also be nice if the shears would work similar to the other newer type of vines we have in the game. But they will probably need to change the vines significantly in order to make this work. It's still not possible to update your world to the newer snapshots, so we'll have to wait for that a little bit longer. One change I noticed between the latest experimental snapshot and this one here is that the chunk loading performance got significantly better. We had a lot of issues in the last one, flying with the Elytra, for example, but now it seems pretty smooth. So I got decent hardware for 2080 Ti and an i9 9900K. I definitely noticed that the performance is a lot better, especially with chunks that I've explored before. So the loading is really good. Also got a render distance of 20 right now, but this could be dependent on your system. So for me, I definitely notice a performance improvement, but some of my friends said they didn't really notice one. Mojang also wants to find out how it works for you, so they created a survey that you can find in the patch notes where you can reply and tell them if the performance got better for you. So for me, it's definitely the case. Also, if you're trying to push the system to the limit by quickly flying into chunks that haven't been generated yet, the performance is also significantly better than last week. From now on, axolotls will have their own separate mob cap, so they're no longer grouped in together with the glow squid, and they will only spawn in the lush cave biome. So here we got a really good example. The spawning conditions are still the same, so they require absolute darkness, water block, and then a natural block, so for example stone or dirt, at least 5 blocks below the water. So if I drink a bucket of milk real quick, you can see one of the issues with the absolute darkness requirement in lush caves biome, there's a lot of glowberries that would of course illuminate the area. So there's very few spawning spaces that would be good for axolotl spawning. So in this particular case, I could imagine maybe here in the back we could have some axolotl spawning, but it could get quite rare. So you might have some issues actually finding axolotls in the wild. I was flying around a little bit earlier in creative and didn't find any. So this might really take a while to find some, but you can always prepare an area in order to help a little bit with that. Of course, there's also relevant news for glow squid farming. Axolotls have always been a little bit of an issue if you try to farm glow squid before in order to get the glowing sac. Yeah, you won't have this issue anymore since you can just build it in a non-lush cave biome. Baby villagers will no longer be attacked by a certain type of mobs. So, yeah, we can check this out. We summon in a couple of Vindicators. They would still, kill the adult villager, but the baby villager is no longer attacked. So this would include the Pillager, the Vindicators here, and the Evokers. You can also try it out. Evokers, Pillager. But in case you summon in a Ravager, or you got a raid, yeah, those are dumb beasts. They don't care. They still would hunt down the baby villagers. We have a couple new options in the menus. So in the accessibility settings, you can turn off the lightning flashes from thunderstorms. So you can try it out real quick. Got a lightning rod here, and you could use the channeling trident. You can see the sky flashes. So let's turn it off real quick. Let's see. Yeah, we can still see the actual lightning, but the sky doesn't flash anymore. Alright, then in the music and sound menu, there's now input device you can select. So either you have system default, or you can switch between all your different outputs. I think previously you actually had to leave the game in case you decided to switch your output in Windows, for example. So this will be a lot more convenient from now on. The controls menu has been split up a little bit. So we go over here, there's now a selection for the keybinds. And here are new settings for sneak toggle and sprint toggle. So you can select between hold and toggle. Hold is the default that you all know. Toggle is the new one. So previously, in case you're sneaking, you have to press down the key. You would sneak as long as you hold it down, and if you release, you would stop sneaking. Now we can also toggle this. Let's try this out. Of course, you can't see it. I can only tell you about it. So you only need to tap it once, and then you keep sneaking until you tap the key again. So this could be quite convenient. You don't need to continuously press down a key. Definitely can imagine this is gonna be quite useful. You can also jump in between. You can't really sprint or anything between. You just keep sneaking until you press the button again. What's even better, in my opinion, is the toggle for the sprinting. So if you select this, you will no longer walk. So you would always by default sprint now, which in a lot of worlds is what you want to do anyway. So there's not a lot of reasons to walk around. Why not sprint all the time really conveniently? So you no longer have to double tap W or use your sprint key anymore. You can just toggle it. Unfortunately, it's a bit annoying if you have the sneak toggle enabled in Creative Flight. So you would always descend and you would need to press the key again. This is definitely something you would need to get used to, or you need to switch it back. You would slowly descend until you press the key again. It's a bit annoying to get used to. From now on, Endermen will also take a little bit of damage if they're hit by a splash water bottle. So they will also teleport away if they're hit. For my testing, they take a single point of damage. So you could, for example, use this in an Enderman farm, of course. Instead of using your sweeping edge sword, you could also hit them with water bottles. You would also get XP if you kill them with the water bottle. But I'm not too sure if this is really that convenient. Still need to brew those potions. And yeah, you can also just use your sword instead. Alright, that's all for today. Thanks guys for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.